I would like now to introduce the first speaker of the fourth CMDBuild Day, which is Mr. Vincenzo Curci, and from the Italian Republic Senato. We're now trying to connect with him, and just a few words about them. It's probably as you read in the past newsletter we sent you, was around a week ago. Mr. Vincenzo Curci, which works for the IT service of the Italian Republic Senato, has produced, well, hello, Vincenzo. Nice to see you there. Nice to see you there. So I was saying that you created a book where you put together all the some notes, some interesting facts that you well that you created while working with CMDBuild in the Senato. This booklet is now available to the whole community, and we thank you very much for this. And it is also downloadable from the CMDBuild website. I'm not stealing you any more time. I will just leave the floor to you. And again, if you are out there, have any questions, just feel free to write them in the chat box right below the presentation. And at the end of the speech, we will go to them and try to answer them. So, Mr. Vincenzo, the floor is yours.
Thanks. Good morning to everybody. I hope you can hear me in quite good quality. My name is, of course, as I said, is Vincenzo Curci, and I am responsible for an office in the IT department of the Senato della Repubblica about various things, particular project and IT governance. With the occasion, I would first thank Tecnoteca for this CMDBuild days, and also the CIO of the Senato, my boss, that is Engineer Mauro Fioroni, who is one of the promoters of this booklet, and of course of the project of the installment of CMDBuild in Senato. Now, as was said, this is a small booklet I made about our journey in the ITIL and CMDBuild project, and I hope the presentation is above all about this small booklet. And now let's start and see. Here are the subjects of the presentation. More or less is a subset of the summary of the booklet, and start introducing our context. The city numbers in Senato, about 4,000 users, or something more than 2,000 PC. We manage about 21,000 yearly between incident and request, which is the most part of the business of the platform. We are building a service catalog, which at the moment is about 40 services, and manage through the platform more than at the moment 50,000 configuration items. Just to have an idea of the context of the platform. Why first? Why ITIL? ITIL at the moment is on the market for a long time, so it's a quite mature best practice library. You can see it's complete, it covers all the life cycle of services, and as a view based on user customer needs. This is why we decided, not easily, but we are very convinced to invest in this library. And the library, but but not only in a bureaucratic way, but something more which really could enable the library in the city department life, everyday life. Why the booklet? We made a big effort to migrate towards an ITIL organization and adopt a new platform, in this case CMDBuild. So I thought it could be useful to put this sum of experience, our experience, in one place. How we deployed this still in progress service knowledge management system, which is, you can understand it wasn't an easy task. And the hope that this booklet that is more a journey than really a methodology, I hope it could result useful in a small or medium small organization like ours, fundamentally. And that perhaps everybody that has some interest in both ITIL and system development perhaps could find something useful in it. Readers, which we get to this objective. Why CMDBuild? Of course, there are many platforms outside, and at the end we landed on CMDBuild because there are many good reasons for us, at least. It has many platform functions. It started with very numerous useful function, basic and well developed. Has also a configurability customization which is well documented and well defined, so you can use in the way you prefer. It's very versatile. That is, it doesn't at least the CMDBuild, the basic CMDBuild model already implemented, so you can develop and make it your own and quite easily. Another important aspect of the platform is the workflow. The workflow engine and the workflow implementation is very powerful. It is well integrated. And this, even in this case, is not too complex, not completely easy, but not too complex to develop and make process. We develop many processes at the moment, and others are developing. And it's one of the key points for us for the adoption of the platform. Of course, the fact that it is open source and also made in Italy was an important aspect. Also, is a very well documented platform, even well supported by Tecnoteca. And last but not least, very good role privilege management, very fine-grained. You can define in very specific aspect which role can access in which way everything. The roadmap. Also in our case, we developed a sort of roadmap definition. The ambitious target is the one that you see, which is adapted from the ITIL schema of the service knowledge management system, adapted of course to our needs. This is the ambitious objective. This is the first version which covers the grid areas you see, and more or less we arrived at the moment at version 1. Version 2, we partially developed the reporting, querying, analysis, and we are thinking about also dashboards with the reports to have a better idea of how things are going in the operation. And more or less still in development now is version 3. in which we are trying to integrate the service view, that is the service catalog, a self-service view for the end user. Also, this is now in more or less end of it's finished. We are almost deploying the warehouse and order management. Order management is now deployed and in use, and we are deploying, testing and deploying the warehouse management. It is all the IT asset we manage and transportation and whichever. Other important integration are the integration with the, for example, the PBX, to be sure that the operator can get immediately from the number identification to the user, the service desk operators. And also the integration with our virtualization platform, which is VMware. So there are many things that we are, which we are analyzing and developing. Critical success factor. So, as I said, this presentation is an excerpt of the books of the book. So, if you are more interested, I invite you to download the booklet, which is now present on the CMDBuild.org site. It's about 60 pages. It's not very long, a couple of hour readings. I hope you find it's very useful, hopefully. However, among the things of the project which are described in the book is the CSFs of the project. The first of all is the commitment from top management. Is the difference from a theoretical book and this booklet, that this critical success factor were personally verified on field, and the commitment from top management is really the first and one of the most important, or the most important one. The second one, which is also very, very important, is the presence of champion users. That is, users of future users of the system, which have a great stake in the new system and are perhaps your best ally inside the organization. I see a question here. The book, as I said, you can find, I don't know exactly the complete URL, but on the site of the CMDBuild.org. Other important aspect for a good development of the platform is the quality of the analysis, some concept schema. This is here to design your CMDB, and the analysis of process and organization. This is really, really very critical. Then, of course, if you already have an existing tool, you have to substitute with the new one, this CMDBuild. It's very important, the analysis of the status quo, and of course, data migration, which is a big, which has big impact, of course. The design of CMDB. We made the design of our CMDB organized in a couple of main steps. First pass, an overall analysis with the definition of all the main concepts, or that is the main configuration items. A second pass with the definition of details, in particular the attributes of the concept, their grouping, that is, you can group similar configuration items to manage clusters in the schema, and define more specific relation. Expect in the CMDB where normally many relation among the configuration items. Concept has been grouped in supersets of concept. Is IT configuration items, user and organizational concepts, location concepts, administrative concept and process concept. Of course, as you can see, our concept schema is not only a CMDB, but it's something more to let the system work in our organization. This is the global conceptual schema, very, of course, very, very schematic. The CMDB is at the center. Around the CMDB, there are all the other clusters necessary for the working of the schema. That is the end user base, asset management concept, processes, very important. Of course, the two red blocks are the biggest one because are the most important, of course. Location of configuration item, the characteristics of a configuration item. Going deeper in the CMDB block, the configuration management database, more or less the schema is, you can see that there is a network section, server and storage. We are still refining to better integrate with our virtualization infrastructure, service and components, desktop, laptop, VDI, because we are migrating to zero client and printers, and of course users. The main, at the moment, the most populated part of the CMDBuild is the network and the end user devices, that is desktops, laptop, printers, tablets, and whichever, because about the percentage of activity at the moment of the system, 80% of the activity is at the moment is the center desk, is user and user assistant and asset management. Data migration issues. You can see there is a fish that is jumping from one bowl to the other. This was our problem with the previous tool, because we had to migrate many data, which was very, very important, of course, of the asset from the previous tools, the previous tool or tools to CMDBuild. It was a problem. We at the end we were successful in it, following more or less this structure. That is, it's necessary to understand that data structure are normally different from source and target schema, because the tools are different. And target schema normally is made on, for example, CMDBuild. It's tailored to your needs. The most difficult part, data to migrate, of course, are the relationships among this configuration item and whichever. Even the data domains of the fields will be different. And if it's not enough for difficulty, the end user will take the train and ask you other data transformation to make things simpler. Another problem is that the quality of source data is normally not constant. Also can be low. There are also some other data that are to be migrated from other enterprise systems, so you need to integrate different source of data to have a consistent target system. And of course, there is also the problem of bug in the mapping and ITIL procedure. So data migration is an important, sometimes not very considered task, but is very, very time consuming. The approach for the analysis, how we approached the analysis, of course, more details you can find in the booklet. We use an approach called activity domain. That is, we divided the project, the roadmap, in many subdomains. I give you in the slide definition of activity domain. That is activity, a domain of activity composed by all the concepts and processes. We are working on a platform where concept and process are the key expression of the platform that combine together to make a certain job done. In this case, for example, there was the management of request fulfillment or incident management. They can be considered an activity domain around which we defined all the concept, the main concept, and the process. And this was a sort of analysis and deployment units. It's also important in this case a context analysis to understand how the many activity domains you divide your project cooperate, to understand possible side effects that is better to know in advance to limit possible subsequent changes when other activity domains add to the platform. We talk about activity domain and as a unit of deployment. Here we adopt the package concept because the activity domain is made concrete by a set of artifacts. Altogether, they create the package like an SDP service design package in ITIL definition, which is what we really produce at the end of the work, and partially is also a deployment unit. Typical artifact in the package, you see it's the list of requirements, a schema, conceptual schema, organizational analysis, processes, database structure, scripts and procedures, the implementation of the process and of the deliverable management, for example, reports, sort procedure, etc., and reports. All these things are kept together and are deployed in one solution to the platform to implement and pass in production the activity domain. However, again, more details you can find in the booklet. Very important is the process analysis in the activity domain. We adopted as an approach a concept of the template that we developed during the project, and we are refining till now, which is designed according the customization point of the platform. That is, the template is conceptual, but has already in mind which is the target platform. So it's made to be easily implemented in CMDBuild. The template is a document to collect for every process activity all the needed information, fields, reports, widget, how to access them, read, modify, and the business logic. In the next slide, we have an example of a process activity template. That is an activity inside the process. However, all the template, the document template for the documentation of a process is present in the book. So if you want to go deep, you have the possibility of reading again the booklet. An example of our process, just to have an idea. This is an IMAC process, the delivery of a PC. And you see that it's made in a certain way. We adopted style rules also for the design and development of process. So everything you see on this process, like colors, lines, and whichever, is defined by our style rules. Again, style rules, the documentation of our style rules, again, you can find in a chapter of the booklet. Another important aspect of the project is that the system is not an isolated one, but exactly the opposite. It is very, should be, and will be very integrated with all the rest of the ICT infrastructure. So you will have to integrate in some way with the existing system. And the first one we found to be integrated are the authentication system, because our CMDBuild platform is integrated on with the Active Directory domain. We integrated with the email system. We integrated also with the business users record system, or the HR system, if you like, in a way that users are automatically insert new users or changed users are automatically synchronized on the CMDB platform. But there are many others, for example, the web infrastructure and whichever. I read a question. Our team is trained on CMDBuild. Yes, we made courses on CMDBuild. We read also the documentation. We still keep the pace of the new version of CMDBuild. So of course we work, of course, with also Tecnoteca. However, yes, we are trained on CMDBuild. As I said, there was a great attention to product quality, because quality is basic for also for maintenance, good deployment, and whichever. We try to use to introduce quality in advance, and as we said before, that is, there are requirements, feature, and bug tracing. We try to track everything from requirements to deployment. So if there is a problem, we can understand quickly where we have to put our hands on it. We have also periodic verification of requirements to be sure that the requirements are in line, or also implementation, the deployment is in line with current needs, user needs. At the moment, for example, we are modifying the incident process and the request fulfillment process to make some more, to give some more features. We make tests through test plan, test results verification of every process before going in production. Enforcement of operational development procedure, configuration management, development environment, risk management. We have, as I said, C rules and inspection. For what I said, I'm finished. I hope you find and you find this useful. Just to answer a question, I see how many people were trained, how many works on the project. Our is really a small team. There are with me there are 3 people, but not full time. We of course use also, we have the cooperation of Tecnoteca for some of the development. Some, as I said, some is in-house and some is through Tecnoteca. I read another question. If I understand well, did you implement updates of CMDBuild? That is, we didn't modify the source code of the core, of course. We develop along the configuration lines of the platform. That is the conceptual schema, processes, records along the lines which are normally documented in the manual of the platform. how much work is involved. The work depends on your needs, basically. That is, if you know that you have to add things, like in our case, the team, even not full time, is still working to maintain the platform. If you are satisfied with the objective you reach, it is I want the service desk and that's enough, it's okay for me. At the moment, you don't have so much work apart, for example, installing the updates of the platform. I don't know
Okay.
if there are any more questions I can answer.
I think
There
there
is
aren't
anything
any other.
thanks.
I just would like to thank you very much, Vincenzo. It's been really a great pleasure to have you here. Sorry to rush the end a little bit, but as we're running late, I don't want the others to wait too long. I thank you really once again for participating to this CMDBuild Day, for sharing your experience, your booklet with everyone in the community of CMDBuild. That's something we really appreciate, and I'm absolutely 100% sure that everyone else also that will download the booklet will as well. So once again, I thank you very much. In case there will be anyone that would like to get in touch with you, I guess we can just forward you their questions and their request. Once again, thank you, and well, definitely, as you said, the journey will continue. It just won't stop here,
Thank
and
you again.
see you very soon.